What's going on, fam? Papa Swolio, Swolenormousx.com. The hair is real, the beard is real, and of course, the gains are real. Programs, nutrition, all that amazing shit. Click the link in the description for all of that amazing content. And please, if you haven't yet, hit the like button, subscribe for the knowledge nukes, the real shit right like this, and also the training and the driving while gaining and all the other stuff that's awesome on this channel. So exciting. Anyway, just got back from doing leg day. It's a lot about plateaus, right? Whenever someone has trouble building muscle, it's called a plateau. Whenever someone has trouble losing weight, it's called a plateau as well. Whenever someone doesn't see progress, it's considered a plateau, but that's normal. It's called adaptation. When your body adapts, you are going to have a plateau. You're gonna have a period where you're not changing because your body has met the stress. Your body has risen to the challenge. Now, when it comes to leg training, most of you are either doing legs too much or you're not training hard enough. And there's really no right or wrong answer when it comes to building muscle, when it comes to bodybuilding, when it comes to physique and shape. There's no, okay, low reps, high weight is the answer. High reps and low weight is the answer. Frequency more often is the answer, because you see these squat every day programs and you see these, I don't know, frequency programs where people are doing legs so often. And I really think that's a big fundamental mistake. When I built my legs, my mass, it came from a classic bodybuilding split where I trained legs once per week. That's right, once per week. I wasn't doing legs every day. I wasn't running every day. I wasn't doing squats every day. I wasn't working on my glutes every day. I was crushing it, smashing it once a week. And that allows to create that shock. That allows to create that kind of volume in a training session that will demand the legs to recover. Now, one of the other classic examples of training intensity with that kind of volume is to train less frequently even than once per week, doing something where you're squatting twice a month or 3 times a month. You know, every 2 weeks you're doing a really heavy, high volume leg day. That might not be for everyone. That might be for more advanced. There's some famous legendary bodybuilders, the most legendary legs of all time, Tom Platz. He did that. He did less frequency and he did more volume and higher intensity. He was legendary for his extremely intense leg workouts, but obviously worked for him. And I'm starting to think that that is more of the answer than doing, let's say, squats on one day, glutes on another, or lunges and hamstrings on another, and then quads on another day. I don't think legs should be split up. I do not think so. I think you can do glute activation. I think you can do posterior chain work in your leg training, but that the growth aspect and developing legs should be done less frequently and very high intensity. You should be doing all sorts of stuff. You should be doing static reps. You should be doing pulse reps, partials, all these kinds of extreme measures to destroy the muscle tissue so your body has a chance to recover. The kicker is you're giving your body that chance to recover. A lot of people do that kind of overload. They'll do the hip bridges and they'll do all these isolation, they'll do partial reps, they'll do statics, isometrics, all these different things, but then they do it every week, or they do it twice a week, or they do it 3 times a week, or they're doing total body workouts. And the frequency kills it. The frequency kills the ability of the legs to truly recover. I don't really think, if you're training hard, that a week is long enough for the muscle to completely recover. I've been sore for 4 or 5 days. And if you're training once every 7 days, after 4 or 5 days of being sore, 2 days after that where you might not feel sore, you're still not at 100%. And that's where injuries come from. That's where overtraining comes from. That's where people do too much, even with once a week, if you're training super hard. So keep that in mind. It's something to think about. And life is long. There's no rush. I know it's going to feel weird, or the concept might sound weird, training legs twice a month, every 2 weeks, but crushing it. Crushing it. Now, this is not for beginners. It's more for advanced training. But I think frequency in legs, I think these squat every day mentality programs, or 3 times a week for legs, all these people that do those things don't have legs. Have you noticed that? Anyone that says they train legs 3 days a week is usually trying to build their legs. That's why they're training that 3 times a week, because they're not seeing progress. And I think it's because the training is lacking. Most people don't train hard enough. Most people really don't push in the gym. Most training programs or many workouts will be effective if they're done hard enough, if you push to failure, if you crush yourself. And most people aren't willing or have the ability, because you have to be a little bit fucked up in the head. You have to be insane. You have to have a couple screws loose to push yourself past that point where your body is like, no more, enough. You're gonna get hurt. And you keep on going, you keep on going. So it's more advanced, but I encourage you to up the intensity, decrease the frequency, keep it basic. Fucking squats, fam, squats. Deadlifts are great too. Squats, Romanian deadlifts. Just crush your legs, but try to do it once a week, but do it right. It doesn't matter if you're doing it twice a week, 3 times a week, or once a week, or once every 2 weeks, if you're not training hard enough, if you're not training right. Most of you are not training hard enough. Most of you aren't pushing it. Most of you are not really, really crushing your legs. So keep that in mind. Up the intensity. Make sure you're actually putting in that full-blown 100% effort on leg day. Decrease the frequency. Get off that 2-3 times a week crap. You can go hard on legs once a week and just murder it. Murder it. And I'll see you next time for the next Swolemotion, where we make sick gains right here on the porch or inside or anywhere.
My family, all I need is my family. My family, all I need is my family. My family, all I need is my family.